There comes a moment in every person's life when fear tries to renegotiate the future. Not because you're unqualified, not because you're unprepared, but because life has been loud in all the wrong ways. Bills stacking up like they're on a mission, responsibilities tugging at you from every direction, dreams that feel too expensive for the season you're in, and a world that doesn't always make space for the version of you that's trying to emerge. But here's the truth most people never hear out loud. Your future is bigger than your fears, even the fears that feel justified.
Fear shows up when the money runs thin. Fear shows up when life gets heavy. Fear shows up when you start growing beyond the version of you that everybody got comfortable with. But fear is not a prophecy. Fear is a mirror reflecting the exact place where your future is trying to stretch. This episode is about that stretch, that expansion, that moment when you decide you're done shrinking your purpose just to survive your circumstances. It's about rising above the pressure without losing your identity. It's about moving forward even when everything around you whispers, "Stay small." So pull up and let's get into it, because today we're breaking it all the way down. No filters, no shortcuts, no pretending. So pull up, strap in, lock your mind in. Because this right here, this is the world premiere Word on the Streets, where truth meets transformation, and your future finally gets the volume it deserves.
Ladies and gentlemen, finally, a place that speaks to the real you. Out there, the noise is loud, distractions at every turn, competition for your attention coming from every direction. That's why this platform chose battle-tested hosts, voices shaped by life, sharpened by truth, and unafraid to tell it exactly how it is. These men bring you the real, sometimes painful, but always unapologetic lived experience. Now, our hosts. Larry Extraordinaire Milton, host of Welcome to the Conversation, Personal Development for the Soul. A man of purpose who lives it with passion, because you only live once, and when you do it right, once is enough. And then, the amazing Keith Fletcher, host of The Blind Truth, a survivor of stage 4 cancer, a motivator who reminds his worldwide audience every single day, gotta get your mind right. These two, this dynamite duo, are the heartbeat, the backbone, and the bold voices behind the world premiere, Word on the Streets. So pull up, strap in, and let's rock.
And good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the World Platform for you. There we go. And the amazing Keith Fletcher. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the world premiere Word on the Street. We're coming to you live every Thursday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. And we're coming to you today, friends, to remind you that your future is bigger than your fears. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We're going to get into it. But before we do, friends, if this is your first time tuning in to our platform, we'd like to invite you to subscribe, hit like, feel comfortable enough to leave us a comment, because the things we express on this platform is from our personal life experience. And if what we share with you overlaps with some of the things you're going through, or someone you know who are going through those things, why don't you join our community? We would love to have you. Because right here, friends, we're very fortunate on this platform to have a man who have survived stage 4 cancer. The man have what I call, if you're a biblical type person who believe in your teaching of God, a man who was once dead but now is alive. And he's alive because now he once was blind, but now he sees. And he's passionate about sharing who he was and who he is now, but even more so, who he hoped to become. Friend, I'm talking about the one and only, the man who you need to subscribe to his YouTube channel. He called it The Blind Truth. On this platform, we call him the amazing Mr. Keith Fletcher. Show some love, fellas. Show some love, everybody.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all. And if you're excited like we are, man, hit the like button, man. Subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. What's going on, extraordinaire, man? Another week, man. Another week. We're here to get together. How you doing?
Man, I always enjoy hearing you, man, and getting your angles on different position, because I know it's coming from a place that seldom of us have visited. You know, a place where your life is literally and figuratively on the line.
Mhm.
Stage 4 cancer always caused me to go so much deeper in my thoughts, because I am constantly thinking on that level of someone who actually experienced it's life, it's life or death. And ain't no coming back from death. Not on this side anyway. On the other side that we've read about, but nobody on the other side have came back but the son who have came back to tell us what's the deal is. But you have experienced being down with stage 4 cancer, and we know how minuscule the folks who have survived coming back from that. And I'm just excited whenever you are on this platform, because I know your perspective is from a whole nother level than the average person. But having said that, friends, to answer your question, Fletcher, man, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to come on live. I'm happy that we have such a platform that we can come on, man, and exchange ideas, exchange our life experience, and to encourage someone else not to throw in the towel so quickly,
Yeah.
because we understand that life is a challenge, and your future, friends, believe it or not, whether you know it or not, your future is bigger than your fears. And we're going to dive into that conversation in just a few minutes, man. So talk to me, my brother. How are you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing well, man. My mother, my mother been with me for the last month, so she just left yesterday. She
Oh,
brother, so it's back home and getting back, everything back in order, So I'm doing well, man. I got expecting another grandbaby, so about to have a baby shower this weekend for my second grandbaby that's coming. So, but everything's good with me, man. Just trying to get these, young men and young ladies that I have to the next level, to the next stage of life. So, but I'm doing well, man. How about you?
man, that's some news to me. But before we go further, man, let's give a shout out to Selena and Ladiana. They holding down the chat room for us. Thank y'all so much, ladies. Thank y'all so much for showing up and being there. Man, so God, you got some big things going on, man. That's a huge thing. Friends, let me just add some more, man. I don't want to embarrass Fletcher, but this brother here, he takes in so many people outside of his family. When I say his family, I'm talking about his son, his daughter. He kind of like opened his door. Fletcher lived a life like in the old days. He takes in, he really, man, you really are almost a carbon copy of your grandmother.
Yeah.
You kind of like open the door for everybody,
Yeah.
and, and so that's a gift. Now everybody don't have that gift. I don't have. Everybody don't have that gift. And I celebrate those who have it, but and I don't envy you for having it. But that's who he is, friends. I just want y'all to know. So when he say his mom is now leaving, she was there. She was there for more than a week.
Maybe a month, yeah, a month, yeah.
Okay, you see what I'm saying, friend? But that's not all. That's just the person who he is. That speaks even more depth to the character that we have on this platform, which is why, friends, you all in for a treat. We're going to dive into it because we value y'all time. We know y'all didn't come here for anything else. You want some meat and potatoes, maybe a little rice and gravy. You didn't come here for dessert. So we're gonna get down on it. We're gonna start talking about this show. Man, when you ran across this title, bro, your future is bigger than your fears, man. What came in your mind?
Yeah, man. Like you said about that stage 4 cancer, man. When I came out of that, man, like that was I running to my fears, man, of dying, of what I'm saying, not making it, but my future was, like I said, man, was this bigger, man. I had to, because when I came out of my second surgery, I was 140 pounds. I went from two something, 205, 210 to 205, went to 140 pounds. Man, I'm telling you, I thought it was it. I'm trying to figure out how to recover from that. But I knew, I said I had something bigger. I had something bigger and better to do. And I was fighting to get back to it, to get better than that, to get to it. So right away when I got out of the surgery, I started getting back to work, started getting to the gym, started looking for a better job, just started moving forward because I laid in that bed for months. And man, that whole time I was there, once I got past the woe is me that I could make it, man, it was like, yeah, time I hit the ground, I'm running, man. I'm running to my future. So I get it, man. Because at first, that fear of death, like you're saying, the thinking that I wasn't gonna make it. Once I got past that and got past, understanding that dying is easy. It's just the loved ones you leave behind. The loved ones that you have. When you get that second chance, man, for me, I seen the future gonna be bright because I got there to sit there and think about, going forward, going to the future, what I want in the future, the things that I can have, what I'm saying, and go after. That's what it was for me.
That's very important. And I want to share. See, friends, if you heard him, you're gonna miss what I'm getting ready to spotlight on. He had came to acceptance, like we all do. See, when we keep things just about us, he came to acceptance. Okay, this is finality for me. He came to acceptance. You probably came to acceptance. I come to acceptance. But then he looked outside of himself and he saw his son, he saw his wife, he saw his daughter. Then it became bigger than just about him.
Hmm.
Am I right, Fletcher?
That's correct. That's
All
correct.
right, man. That is important thing for us to know because part of this life thing we live and deal with, friends, these are the stages that we go through when we meet challenges in our life. When we keep it wrapped up just about us, we only can see what we can only can see from the premise of our narrow vision.
Hmm.
Then you looked over to your left, you see your daughter. You look over to your right, you see your son. You don't even look and you hear their voices.
Hmm.
Some of my words, I don't know whoever says sticks and stone may break my bones, but words can never. Somebody lied because words can break you, but words can also bring you back from the depths of death. It turned Fletcher wrong. It turned you wrong when you was ready to give up. When I was ready to give up. When he said, man, when I got out of my way, when I got out of my funk, when I got out of giving up, that's what we all get. Let's keep it real. We get to giving up. But then the bigger picture were those other folks that say, no, dog,
Yeah.
you better work, you better fight. You can't go right now. And he got a second win, man. Talk to me some more, brother. Talk to me.
Now, I think about too, like you said best. I said the Most High, you said the universe, but I really believe like the universe really wants you to win, man. It really set up for you to win. And I'm serious, man. I always had like a limited way, always me trying to figure things out. This won't happen for me. But when I came out there, you know, like again, surviving stage 4, like you said, it's basically like you're not coming back. That's like a death sentence. And
That's a death sentence.
when they told me that at the end, when they could save me, man, it was like, at first I didn't believe it, but then when they told me and I came through it, I didn't. I started when I came through it, but when I got home because I couldn't see a mirror, I couldn't see myself. When I got to the mirror at home, I've been in the bed the whole time, and that's when I got really scared when I looked at myself being so little. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, coming back from that, you know what I'm saying? All the things going to your mind, how you gonna come back and be the same person? What so once I got past all those fears, like you're saying, and started looking to the future looked bright. It happened to me a couple of times in life when I said, well, really, I can't do it. I'm gonna go up from here. You know what I'm saying? So that was my mentor that moved me to go up. You know what I'm saying? To move forward to,
Yeah.
claim mine. But the universe, like I said, man, I said the Most High, people say the universe, God, but it really built for you to win. You know what I'm saying? It really built for you to go and seize the day. And after that, man, I said, I'm going to seize the day. I didn't know how, but I had the moment, man, the motivation to move forward, to go seize the day and let nothing stop me. Yeah.
You know what, Fletcher?
Yeah.
You see, man, fear is strategic, friends.
Mm-hmm.
Fear is strategic. Now, here's a brother who survived stage 4 cancer, got influenced by his family to fight it, came back. And here you are. Perhaps you're a nurse, you're a social worker, you're someone who worked maybe in a nursing home, or maybe you're a sports player, maybe you're a restaurant manager or an employee. Whatever your walks of life, whatever you may be doing, wherever you are in life, I want y'all to know something. Fear is strategic. Once you overcome one hurdle, fear lay back for a moment. And it catches you when you're on that road of seeing a brighter horizon. You feel like, okay, I see where I need to go. So I'm going to pivot and start going that way. Then fear come along and pull the cover over you. Fear make you count your coins. Man, you know you ain't got no money to be doing that. Man, you know you don't know those people like that. Man, lady, you know you don't know anything about that. Naysayers, situations, and all these little pockets of different situations, those are pockets of fear. Fear come in different disguises. But make no mistake, it's fear. And what its purpose is to hold you back and to discourage you from moving forward and evolving. What say you, Fletcher?
Yeah, like you said, that word fear, that thing, what we call fear, will lead you to people that fear too. It'll put you around the same type of people talking that talk.
Wow, that's a good point, man.
Put you around that.
It'll put you on the same group of people talking that talk. That's a very good point.
Fear, it finds it. It finds it, and you lay in it. You get around them. You nest yourself around. Yeah, you can't do that, man. Yeah, don't people talk. They start to don't. You see, man, you right. See, them people gonna make you lose all your stuff. You go follow fear, would have you thinking like that. Like when I remember when my wife took me to the gym. Said, man, you need to go get yourself right. Dropped me off at the gym, and I walked to the door. One of my partners was there. He said, man, what are you doing up in here? You too sick to be. I said, man, don't say nothing else to me. Don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? That's fear. You know what I'm saying? Trying to deter me from where I was trying to go. But yeah, fear it's all around us. That limited mindset, and that's how you conquer fear with the belief. You know what I'm saying? You got to believe going forward and believe that it's possible. Again, the Most High, the universe, God want you to win. Like I say, I was talking to one of my friends about that, man. Imagine when the Most High got done, he created the earth, and he said everything is good. You can't create nothing. I mean, we can make things, but nothing, everything that we make is made through something else, created through something else. You know what I'm saying? So it's already was made. Every resource we had to use, chips, all these things, everything, metal is already made. We just made something out of it. Everything good, what are we fearful for? You know what I'm saying? Everything we have, everything we need. And when I started thinking like that, but then I had to empower myself and start really, I can say it, but now how do I feed myself there? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, start putting Jim Rohn. We start putting Eric Thomas. We start putting these people that fearless. They speaking fearless thing. They speaking strong ways, and they start pouring into you, and it start affecting you. You know what I'm saying? And it start, changing the way you think. We always say about mindset. It starts changing the way we think about things, which starts changing the way we see things. That's what, and they take the fear away. It runs the fear off. You know what I'm saying? It put a protection around you from that fear. So now you can be fearless and go out to get what you want. So that's what it is for me with fear, man. I didn't just overcome it because after I had cancer, I had fear in me. But I had to pour some things in me. I had to pour some things out of me and pour some things in me. You know what I'm saying? That war, that battle against the, the good and evil, inside my head. The limited mindset that I had to pour that cup, not thinking half empty, but thinking half full. You know what I'm saying? So that's what being fearless and taking the fear out of it and going forward for me.
And not only that, brother, when you came through that, and you're getting your groove back with your life, you're getting your weight back on. But you often talk about something else, and it tied right into this topic. Then you had financial fear.
Yeah.
You didn't believe the fear of getting a home, owning a home. As I listened to you, it sounded like there was a lot of fear and trepidation there in the beginning. Am I wrong?
Oh yeah, disbelief, fear. Yeah, with that fear, the fear was like I tried it and I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? The fear of the unknown. You know what I'm saying? And then I just didn't know what it takes to get a house. I didn't know if I could get a house. It was just something simple as that fear of the unknown. You know what I'm saying? Didn't know what to do. Fear of being stupid, of being dumb, and thinking in front of my wife. You know what I'm saying? I was telling somebody, just all that fear, all that was fear. All that was fear. And all
In
that
fact, you didn't think you could get that house anyway.
Oh no, I didn't think I didn't think anyhow at the time.
Maybe
I
you if you thought you could get a home, you didn't think it could be that one.
no, I didn't think that at all. Not at all. And I didn't think. And so now as we go forward, I didn't think of all the things after that, houses after that. There's the thing what fear stopped. You know what I'm saying? Your future, like you said, if I never would have went to look for the house, I never would have got the job I had. I never would have learned so much construction. I couldn't. There's so many other things that would have never happened if I would have let that fear stop me. Like you say, that's what I got. When I read that post, I thought about like just me making the decision to go to that place, with my wife and talking to the people. So many things happened after that. You know what I'm saying? So many things. The thing that was my obstacle became my, became my purpose. The thing that was an obstacle, I'm talking about it right now. I'm telling you the things that I went through that I was so fearful of. Now I'm living and I can tell somebody else to overcome their fears and tell them ways to overcome their fears. So that's what they are. Yeah.
Right. Which which really just tie in so perfectly with this title. Our future is bright, but fear got a way of trying to snatch defeat from you, friends. If y'all tuning in for the first time, we're talking about you. Yes, you right here who's watching us right now. We're sharing with you that you probably do have a bright future, man. Lady, your future is bright. But as you move towards it, make no mistake, fear will come along and try to discourage you. And fear may even come in different disguises. But the bottom line, it would be to cause doubt to creep in or to make you feel like, no, this too good to be true. This really not for me. Uh, it's gonna make you have all those negative thoughts in your head to dissuade you from moving forward. And this is what our conversation is about today, yesterday, and moving forward because we understand. Look, even when your finance, if you don't have your money right, and if your money not right, it's 9 out of 10 times your credit isn't right. A lot of things isn't right, and we know if your money not right, it affect how you feel about yourself. Y'all might as well keep it 100. Like they say, you might as well keep it 100. If your money not right, it affect how you feel. Now, we can say it shouldn't have an effect on how I feel. We can say what it should and shouldn't have, but when your money funny, you're funny. When our money ain't right, Fletcher, it affects us.
Yeah.
When we can't do what we really want to do, when you can't take her there, you can't take him there, you can't eat there, you can't do this, you can't buy that, you can't go there. With all those can't, it plays with your psyche. It plays with who you are. Now, were we here placed on this? Were you born? Were we created to live in a world of can't do this, can't do that, I can't live the abundant life? Why in the world you told me I can live an abundant life? Man, that's misery. So we have to make that decision within ourselves, and then we have to be disciplined and audacious enough to fight through that damn fear, to fight through that manipulation, to fight through the gamesmanship that is thrown our way. No matter what disguise that come in, we got to fight it. Man, grab me an umbrella, man, before I get wet up in here.
Nah, when that fear of financially, man. With me, I've been through different stages. I've been different stages of finances. I've been all the way broke, have nothing, what I'm saying, to come up to have a little bit of something, then have nothing again. So I've been through that roller coaster to having to being comfortable, what I'm saying. I'm comfortable with me, looking at what I have, what I'm saying. I'm not, fearful. At one time I was fearful of having enough to pay my bills. Let's just say that. I was fearful of having enough. Will I have enough? I'd be fearful. Would something come along and would it knock me off? What I'm saying, lose everything, lose the house, lose this job. Would that cause me to lose it? I used to think that way. What I'm saying, worry about those things. There was a lot of fear, and then I had to let those things go. What I'm saying, because again, I'm saying the Most High, the universe wants you to win, but are you paying attention to it? Are you paying attention to your surroundings? Because you have the ability to overcome everything. What I'm saying? You have the ability to overcome. And when I went through cancer and I had to realize that I can't solve this problem. I got to trust the doctors. I got to trust the system. I got to trust the Most High. I got to trust, again, as you say, the God of the universe. I got to trust this and what's going to work. And when I had to give that all up and say that I can't do this, I got to, that was change for me again. I'm serious. I had no fear after that. When I released myself from being in the way, because I think I can fix everything. You know what I'm saying? I can find a way. And at that moment, I cannot.
Mm-hmm.
That was fear for me that I cannot. I got to depend on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And trust what they say. You know what I'm saying? And then I went to the point that now I can't trust what they say. I got to trust what he say. You know what I'm saying? Let his will be done. That's what it was for me. I'm not talking on a religion point. I'm talking about, again, something, a one-on-one spiritual connection. You know what I'm saying? With me and him. You know what I'm saying? So that was for me. That took the fear away. And then when I started trusting in that, trusting in the voice that I'm hearing, I started trusting the voice that was always there, that made some mistakes that I stopped believing. And I started trusting it along the way because I started understanding, I done gained some wisdom. I went through some things I know I'm not going to do anymore. So now I start trusting that voice that's inside of me, that voice that I'm hearing, and the fear started going away more and more. And I start trusting it more and more. And I start moving on that and trusting the voice. And now I start taking some calculated risks. I start moving a certain way, not fearing the decision I'm making. Because that's what we do. Are we sure should I make this? I can't afford to lose this. I can't afford like knowing that let me make an example. You in credit card debt. You got a debt. Now you got the cash, but you don't want to give all your cash. Man, if I give all this cash, pay that off, you know what I'm saying? I'm holding on to it, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna have no money. What if something happened? See what I'm saying? That's a fearful thought. That's a limited mind that what if something happened? Don't get me wrong, you supposed to have something in, but that was one of the fears. I said, hey, I gotta pay this stuff off. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to pay that off, but I don't owe nobody. That was one of my principles. I don't want to owe no one, I gotta pay it off. You know what I'm saying? If it gotta take me to zero, I build it back up. Now what I was paying, I can start building it back up slow. But that fear, like, but what if something happened? You gonna put right back. Why you want to get it? You know what I'm saying? So that fear is holding you back from the future. Because once I pay that off and start building it back up, I have no debt. I can save more. I can have more. You know what I'm saying? Now I tell you straight now, I came up with this thing, but I came up with it. In math, you just say solve for X. You know what I'm saying? I got the time. I know the time. I know the amount. Now, how do I get that? Time, amount. How do I solve for X? And that's what I got to figure out. How do I solve for X? If I know the time, I know the amount I need to get, what I need to do to solve for to get that, reach that. You know what I'm saying? So, and am I willing to wait that time and wait that till that happens? You know what I'm saying? So, solving for X is me willing. I'm the X. What I'm willing to do to get that, and then that time will tell me how long it takes me to get that, depending on what I'm willing to do, what problem I'm willing to solve, what ways I'm going to move. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm willing to go, where I'm willing to move to. You know what I'm saying? So, but see, that fear stopped you. You got a job over here in Indiana, you know what I'm saying? Indianapolis. You like, man, I don't know nobody in Indianapolis, but if I go there, I can solve my problem. Man, I heard about Indianapolis. They doing this. Then I'm gonna be away from my family. You start making all these excuses, which is fear to stop you from going. Instead of looking at it half empty, half full. You're looking at it half empty. So that what fear calls you and keep you stuck. We talked about that last week. It will keep you stuck.
Brother, I want we're gonna take a small break, but I want you to dive more into this example you gave of this diagram you use about X and break it down and explain it to the lay person who out there, who is the X, what and what is the Y, and all of that. We're gonna break that down. But before we take a small break, friends, if this is your first time tuning in to the world premiere Word on the Streets, the amazing Keith Fletcher and I would love nothing more than for you to subscribe and become a part of our family, friends. And while you at it, more importantly than just subscribing, we would love to hear your views, your opinion, your comments. We would love to hear from you. And we promise you, we will reply to every single one of them. Friends, take a few moments, subscribe to the world premiere Word on the Street, when we will greatly appreciate it. Before we go, we noticed Selena in the chat room, she left a comment that I think is worthy of reading and sharing with the community. Because we were talking about Fletcher overcoming stage 4 cancer, but I think she kind of opened the curtain a little more, because we don't want anyone to think that we don't recognize what she says here. She said that's right. He had a flock of prayer warriors pushing him to the finish line. The power of prayers. See, sometimes things like Fletcher, it was just out of his hands. Sometimes things in our life, brothers and sisters, man, they just out of our control. And that's where faith and the power of prayer come in. So, Selena, appreciate you sharing that and bringing that to our attention.
Let me say something to you, man.
Please do.
Actually, and let me say, at the time when I wanted to curl up in the corner, and be towards me, none of them let me do that. Nobody let me sit up there. That's what I'm trying to say, man. The power was so strong.
Nobody let you do it.
Nobody.
Especially not your mother.
Oh, no, especially not her. But I'm saying, but so that's what I'm trying to say is, like, again, like I say, the universe wants you to win. I'm serious, man. Nobody cried with me or said, yeah, I'm so sorry. It was like, it was confident in every voice that I spoke to, man. It was no sad. It was like confident, like, you're going to make it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting up there, well, you really don't know. I got to kill. Then you trying to tell it out. And it was no, it's not, you're going to be all right. I remember, and I'm going to say this, I'm doing a commercial break. It was my cousin Rodney's wife, brother name. His name Keith, too. Been knowing him since a kid. They came to visit me. They were going to the game. They stopped by. He came and stayed a couple of days with me, and he was with him. And he like, man, I had to come here. I've been knowing him since he been a baby. He said, man, I had to come here. He said, I had to come see you, and I had to hear your voice. He said, man, when I heard your voice and heard you talk, you the same Keith, you're going to be all right. He just told me like that. He said, man, if I heard anything different, I'd have said, damn, Keith ain't going to be with us. He said, when he heard me and he heard me talk, like he knew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He said, man,
hey, friends, that's what we're talking about. We're so happy y'all tune in. Make sure y'all come back for part 2, because it's hot now, but that kitchen gonna get hotter. So you don't want to miss part 2. I promise and guarantee you.
If you or someone you know needs to change their financial situation, but feels embarrassed or simply doesn't know where to begin, tune in to The Blind Truth. The amazing Keith Fletcher breaks it all down, from sacrifice to success, turning opportunity into legacy. Because the real truth is this: you're not broke, you're funding bad habits. If you're looking for a safe place to learn, grow, and finally get your finances in order, subscribe to The Blind Truth. And remember what the amazing Keith Fletcher always says: gotta get your mind right. Start today. Your future is waiting on you.
We all learn and receive wisdom in different ways. If smooth jazz, a smooth voice, and real-life common-sense experience speak to you, then Personal Development for the Soul is your channel. Featuring the powerful hit series Welcome to the Conversation and the award-winning playlist The Mastery of Today, From Drifting to Living. Subscribe to Larry Extraordinaire Moten YouTube channel, Personal Development for the Soul, a place where you can feed both your mind and your soul.
All right, family. This is the part of the show where we go deeper. If you haven't already, grab your journals and take notes. This is where the shift happens. And while you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and drop a comment. We want to hear from you because your voice shapes this conversation. Make no mistake, this is the Word Premiere. Word on the streets.
The path that you choose is the path that you must journey upon. You're gonna fall, you're gonna fail, you may have some setbacks, but you cannot give up. You have to carry on. You got to work through it. You got to build up the tenacity so that you can understand that what I'm seeking in my life requires my undivided attention, and I cannot be distracted with laziness and excuses. Complaining doesn't get the job done. Whining about it doesn't get the job done. Feeling sorry for yourself doesn't get the job done. What matters is effort. And you're not doing that right now, are you? You're not applying yourself, are you? But you're pointing fingers. You're going around in circles. You're asking yourself, why me? Why me? Why me? The reason that you're not understanding where you are is because you have not comprehended that everything starts with you. You are the foundation of your destiny. We all get trapped in this mindset of thinking, well, what if this happens? What if I don't make it? What if they don't like me? What if they don't want me there? What if I'm not meant to be there? What if? What if? You have already condemned yourself, ladies and gentlemen, and you haven't even begun to live. You assumed so much, and you gave so little. Fear is not your friend. Fear is what it is. And you should not allow it to own you or control you or put you in a position to make you feel you don't belong.
All right, family, keep those comments coming. We love hearing from you, and we appreciate you in a very special way. Now, let's get back into part 2 of the world premiere, Word on the Streets.
Your future is bigger and brighter than your fears, friends. Don't let fear make you feel like you don't belong because you do. Fletcher, you was on to something real hot, spicy, and good, man. Won't you finish that conversation up?
Man, I got that point to say, why me? Why not you? That's the question.
Yeah.
Not you, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Why shouldn't it be you? You know what I'm saying? That's the question. That what I'm sorry, standing up. That was for me, man. That was the question being for me, like, why not me? You know what I'm saying? Why I can't have those things? What's stopping me? You know, so that's what me overcome a lot of things I did. And I missed them. I missed a lot too. I missed some of those things because of my fear. You know what I'm saying? I look back, but you got to move forward because we assume things. You know what I'm saying? Again, the universe wants you to win. You know what I'm saying? It wants you to succeed. It wants you, but effort. Are you putting your effort toward it? Are you going forward towards it? But I like that commercial, man. Like when you, I mean, I like that what you said. That effort is big, man.
Yeah, man. Talk to me, brother. Are we willing to do the work?
That's it. The work. Are you willing?
That's really what it is.
Are you willing to? You know, I mean, I remember when I went back to college. I'm 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there with the young kids. Are you willing to go through that? You know what I'm saying? To sit there,
Yeah.
Do that, man. But I'm gonna show you what happened. I was so fearful and worried about that. And I started taking the classes. It was young, and then I started being around people older than me. And they was telling me, and the people that I met, man, we became close. We used to have studies together. So the fear is stopping you from the future I'm saying that you can have, but you got to move forward. You got to put the effort in. You got to walk through it, man. And I'm telling you, man, we stop ourselves for so much. We prevent ourselves for so much from going forward. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you might have to move. You might. I remember when I lived in Colorado and I had to make that decision to leave my family. You know what I'm saying? It ain't working. I'm like to move to Texas. The fear of stopping. I made all excuses. You know what I'm saying? Not to. You know what I'm saying? But when I did, it was the best decision. What was holding me to fear, I make it out. This gonna happen. What if this happened? You know, all this what if. But what if this happened? What if good things happen? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you got another thing, Sean. I didn't have enough good things in me. Looking, I kept looking at the bad things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The belief
Yeah.
in that. Just like you said, like we don't do. My biggest thing now that I'm finding out, Sean, I'm sorry, is we don't do enough research.
Yes.
We make a
Yes.
decision. Ain't researched nothing. Ain't looked up nothing.
Right. We let feeling have far too much
Off.
latitude.
Yeah, it does. And then we'll listen to our friends that ain't never been nowhere, ain't never did nothing. We'll let them tell us, yeah, you know, you right. You know what I'm saying? There's no research, ain't nothing, ain't try, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
what way we let
Right.
the fear
Right.
that stop us from doing that. Yeah.
Right. Man, those some powerful words you just shared, and that's something, Fletcher. That's something we have to constantly remind ourselves.
Yeah.
Why am I feeling this way? Do I have better understanding?
Mm,
What's the requirement?
yeah.
See, that's another thing, because what's before you when you don't have all the numbers, all the facts,
Yeah.
what's before you is always frightening.
Yeah.
It's frightening, number one, because it's something you haven't done before. That's frightening in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Change is frightening, man. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. Doing something you're not used to doing, that's very uncomfortable. And if I had to check a box, I want to choose something, I'm comfortable, I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm going, I'm gonna check that box at 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah. Yeah. You gonna take that? Yeah.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 times. Let's keep it
Right.
real.
I know what to do. I'm taking that box any
I'm
day.
taking that route.
Yeah.
Right. You taking that route. Y'all might as well be real and honest.
Yep.
But when you gather that information, now you still have to go through what that is in front of you.
Yeah.
But you can soften it up when you get more information.
Yeah. You soften it up.
You
Make it.
can soften it up, friends. Talk to me, brother. It sounds like I know you see where I'm going with that,
I
bro.
see
Just
that.
to beat on it.
I have a friend of mine. She was taking this test for this job. And she had to take the certification, and she started telling me about the things, about the test and all that. So she started doing research. Only 50% of people pass this test. Then she started doing this. She started, she saying all these things. I mean, I'm gonna do this, and I laughed. I told my wife, I said, she gonna pass that test. So when she got done and she passed with flying colors, and I was telling her, I say, she like, well, I said, man, I knew you gonna. I said, because most people didn't go do the things you do. Most people ain't doing the research, and most people ain't finding these percentages. Most people, you know what I'm saying? And you made it confident more and more.
Most people didn't do the work.
Yeah, don't do the work. The effort you put into it made me know you gonna be. You know what I'm saying? A study, I remember she went to ChatGPT and put out a whole study system for how to study. You know what I'm saying? All the things that most people not gonna do those things. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know what we did about the ChatGPT like that. People don't want to. They already put the fear base in them. The computer's gonna take over the world, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've been programmed to have fear. We programmed this. You know what I'm saying? We've been told all our life, don't do that. You don't know that. As a child to protect you, like what Shirley said, your psyche starts saying, okay, it remembers that, it plays it in there, and it starts to protect you. It got a protection mode in there.
Yeah, protection mode.
They feel what it
That's
feels.
right. That's
It's
right.
not stopping you from going.
And it bring everything to your memory to agree with your fear.
To agree with you and to show you that, yeah, you're right. Let me step back. I've felt this before. Wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
I go by my own understanding, man. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't trust nothing I don't know, brother. I'm sorry. Hey, hold on. Yeah, it's
Absolutely. Man, I like it when you shared with me a couple of hours ago before we went live. You said that the Old Testament used fear, is written in the Old Testament 216 times. But as it moved forward, brother, I like that you said, but see, in the New Testament, when the Son came along, fear only 56 times.
Mm.
It kind of correlate with what you just got through saying. The more you do something, the more something has been done, fear, you can massage it. It's not as tall as it was. It's not as wide as it was. It's not as fearful as it was because it's been massaged. It's been reduced from 216 to 56. Y'all feel me?
Yeah.
When you do the work, it was at 100% before you did the work. I can't do this. I never done that. I can't, all that grunting. You started getting in there, you started doing some research. You started asking people who actually did it,
Yep.
got some inside scoop.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, it ain't 100 fear no more. You done reduce that fear down to 40%. Same way biblically speaking. The old way, 216. The new way, 56. Talk to me, somebody. Man, grab me that umbrella, Fletcher.
Nah, man, it's like you said, basically what you said, you look at the pros and cons. Like you just said, if you knew it was going to do it, you would check that box if you already knew. But that's basically you looking at the pros and cons. Fear deal with the cons. You know, now all the bad things. But when you start outweighing and start all the seeing all these, I'm going to make how much? I got to do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have that. I'm going to get that. And you start weighing that, you start putting it on that scale, which like you say, I'm going to choose the pro. I got more pros than cons. The fear, it starts softening the fear. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's worth it, man. It's worth it for me to make that move. It's worth it for me to go do that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else, man, this is what they doing. Let me show you the check they gave to me. What? You gonna go out there and try it now? You said before you like, man, I ain't losing my time and waste my money, waste my time and losing my money out. And they said, nah, man, it's a done deal. Look, I got the check. I got this. Look what all you gotta do is this. It's all here, man. It's all and
right. That's true, man.
Not good for man and woman to be alone. It was just being married, but we need each other to help us through the fear. You know what I'm saying? To help us move forward. Because that fear, like you say, man, it can have us stuck. It can have us stuck and won't move. And it takes somebody to say, hey, no, man, you're looking at it the wrong way. Matter of fact, I know you, man. I know you can overcome it. I've seen you in times like this. And that's what it takes like that. Yeah.
And what fear does, it affect our confidence. Same way when you have lack of money. And now, this is not a point to anybody because this spread it's sprinkled on all of us, okay, friends. This all of us in this pile. This just the effect. These are the effect: confidence, creativity, sense of possibility. You don't see any possibility when fear is driving the car. All you see is doom and gloom.
Yeah.
It's like you said, Fletcher, all you see is what I can't do. And it won't work for me.
Yep.
I can't believe that happened for them, but how many times that happened? I ain't even we can find ways to prove to you and everybody why it won't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the future just seems so small. And everything seems like it's so unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here to remind you, friends, this topic, your future is bigger than your fears. And the reason why fear is dominating you in your life right now, and the reason why fear dominates me in my life and dominate Fletcher in his life, the reason why fear dominates when it does, because we don't know, we don't have good understanding, and we're not willing to do the work. We ain't willing to do what it takes to understand what it is in front of us. Why in the heck I'm so afraid of this? If it's something you want to do. Now, if it's something you don't want to do, that fear can remain there. I don't want to do it anyway. It ain't stopping my growth, so that fear can stay over there. But now, if I got to get to Dallas and I want to go see Fletcher, I got to get to Dallas. The only way I'm going to get there, I got to travel this route.
Yeah.
Then I got to get there. I got to find a way to get there. See, if it's something you want to do, friend, what we're saying, you got to find a way to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me, Fletcher.
And let me give examples, man. Like I talk to young men. I talk to young men, and I'm trying to inform them to make a calculated decision. You know what I'm saying? We're not just saying jumping and making something about the wind blow, but calculate. So I asked them, what do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Where you going in life? Do you have an idea? You know what you want? And most of them don't know. And I be saying, well, why don't you think you ever thought about going to the military? And that fear, you can say, oh no, no, man, I don't want to go to war. Oh man, I don't want to get on a boat. I don't want to go to plane. They make all these excuses. That's fear. I said, first off, you ain't about to fly no plane. Let me tell you that right now, because you ain't about to be a pilot. You know what I'm
They
saying?
they're
You
not
know,
about to put you behind.
yeah. Right. Then, hey, what you score high on the test, man. You don't have to pick no job. They're gonna take you to war. Everything is that in the military. They have positions that like a job. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends. But look, and if you go, I say you can walk out the door right now, get in your car, and get killed. You don't have to be at war to get killed. You know what I'm saying? Not to say, well, I'm just saying things can happen anyway. But I'm saying these are ways that you letting this fear tell you all these things to you saying what you ain't gonna do when you haven't thought, you haven't tried, you haven't went forward, you haven't researched to see. You know what I'm saying? Have you went took the test? Have you talked to a recruiter? Have you just going off what somebody else done told you? What I'm about to say, you done heard a sound bite, but you haven't went forward and looked into that. You know what I'm saying? And I met guys like after I got, years later, like, man, I wish I would have military, man. I didn't have the right information, man. I was scared, I was fearful, man. I didn't want to go nobody hollering at me. You hear people, I'm a date. I don't get up early. I can't handle getting up. All these things was fear that was stopping them. You know what I'm saying? And later on they realized, man, I should have took that. I should have took that opportunity. I should have took that step. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens to us all the time. Fear is stopping you. It's blocking your future. It's causing you to take another direction. What you had the universe had for you now, you got to take you on another direction. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you won't reach where you're supposed to be, but it might take you a little longer. It might take you through that trail that, you know what I'm saying, you could have been like nice sunny days. Now you got to go through the stickers and the lines and bears and the weather, the rain. You got to go through that. Not saying you ain't going to make it, but you had to take a different route, a rougher route. So fear can cause a lot of things, man. I'm saying it causes you to slow you down from getting to where you need to get to. Yeah. And then also it build tenacity, it build all these things, but something you don't have to go through. You know what I'm saying? We think we have to, but there's other avenues that came and you had to go another way. Yeah.
And you know what, man? What sometimes confuses me in life, and I don't know why this, and maybe this thing called life. Fletcher, even when we overcome whatever challenge it is before, what I found, friends, for me, and I wish it did. I wish it wasn't this way. You would think that it would roll over, and I don't have that experience the next time.
Yeah.
But I find myself, I'm fighting it. I'm dealing with it again. I'm dealing with it again on a different subject matter.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying, brother?
Give me an example of that. What you saying? Like you saying,
You know what? Let's say I've gotten over the fear of relocating to a new job.
like,
I got the job. I went through all the eternal fear inside my head, emotions, and everything worked out. I faced fear. I faced fear. I would look fear in the eye. But then something else happened in my life. And instead of like taking on the strength of what I just learned about life through fear, fear done scared the heck out of me over this new thing that just popped up on the right hand side. Instead of taking solace from what I learned and applying and say, oh no, this ain't nothing here. But I don't say this ain't nothing. Then I have to go through those same process of dealing with a new fear. You get what I'm saying?
nah, I gotta, I remember the last job before I lost my sight. Great company that I had. When I got the job, was man, the opportunity. I was so happy, man. And I got more than what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm saying after I came out of my counsel, some things the universe, the Most High, gave to me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, all these things was happening extraordinary. And when I got on the job, when I was working at the job, I used to come home and tell my wife, man, I got to work hard, man. I think these people trying to make me lose my job. My wife's like, what are you talking about? And you know what I'm saying? I'm saying these things, this was going on. I got to make sure I do this. And I'm so fearful. And man, I got an opportunity. I don't want to mess this up. And I remember my wife, they took us out to eat. Now we at this steakhouse, very expensive steakhouse. And I'm on the phone. My wife would say, "Hey, I'm gonna call you back." And the VP of construction, he said, "Hey, who you talking to, Keith?" I said, "Oh, I'm talking to my wife. I'm about to get off the phone." He said, "Well, no, where's she at?" I said, "Where she at?" She was close by. He said, "Why don't you tell her to come out and eat with us?" I said, "Well, no, never seen a true story." I'm like, "Oh no, He said, "No, give me the phone." He get the phone. That's where you at. Why don't you go over at Paris Steakhouse? Why don't you come out here? And so she come there. We sitting there with everybody sitting there, laugh, talk. I'm serious. What I'm saying? My wife's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I'm trying to keep you straight face. We had a great time. My wife still, she say, "Baby, these the people you talking about trying to fire you. Man, these people." I'm trying to tell you true story. These the people you talk about. If you come home and tell me about.
Yeah.
You're like, "Man, I'm sorry. I don't see what you see." It was fear extraordinary. I was so fear of losing, trying to make myself so perfect, man. And like you said, that old way started coming back. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Society did all this for me to put me in it, and I'm up here this all in my head, man. All in my head. For real. But yeah, it was that's a true story that happened, man. My wife was like, "This the people you were telling me about it?" Like, many people love you, man. They like, and to do that, yeah, it was like.
And the thing is, it's good you shared that because see, we constantly have to remind ourselves to get this out of our way.
No, we in our own way. Yeah, that fear.
Yeah.
Like you say, that's what you said. That fear can creep back in you.
It will.
You made the choice. It's working out.
Oh yeah. It don't tap you on your shoulder and say, I'm back.
Nah. It comes in and you don't even know it's there. You know what I'm saying? And that was a true story. That was all fear, man. I'm serious. I was like, yeah, you never know. I was so bad. Like they'll have like little things after workout. No, I'm not going there. I'm fearful that I'm gonna do something wrong or say something. They drink now. So like I say, fear will creep back into you, man. It's stop you from that. And I had to, man. And when I start opening up a bit more, it took me to the future and things start changing. But imagine if I stayed like that, if I stayed tight like that, man, I would have missed out on so much more, man. So yeah, fear can creep up on you still, man, and be still there always.
Fletcher. So before we close, man, I want you to just, from your personal life experience, man, I want you to close this episode and talk to the community about this title, about their future is brighter than their fears, bro. I know we've been talking about it the whole show, but I want you to just summarize it from your perspective, your life experience, so that when we both separate, we in this show, friends, we all drive out of here, they got that to latch on to, that their future is brighter than their fears.
I told you about my fear in council, the job, but my biggest fear, to tell you a story, I like to tell a story, when me and my, first wife, me and Selena broke up, you know what I'm saying? And we've been dating since high school. Now I'm in my 30s and I'm moving forward to a new life. You know what I'm saying? The fear of being with someone else, the fear of being hurt again, trust, all the things that I was putting in, fear of starting over. You know what I'm saying? Bringing somebody else in my life, that paralyzed me. The ladies that I would meet after her, I was like, no, I'm not trying to be married. I ain't trying to have no more kids. I ain't trying to, all these things I was saying to stop them, you know what I'm saying, for going forward on that. But I was so scared of that happening to me again. Divorce is up there to me with cancer. You know what I'm saying? It's up there with somebody, death. It's up there with that. It's how I felt going through that divorce. You know what I'm saying? Losing my marriage, my kids, that type of life. You know what I'm saying? That life was dying. Let me just say that. It was dying of what I knew, the life that I knew. So that was one of my biggest fears right there. And I kept certain people away from me because I was fearful of stepping up that happened again. You know what I'm saying? Not going through that again. Because when I went through that, it took a lot out of me. So I'm married now, and I remember it took a lot of talking to myself, you know what I'm saying, one-on-one with myself to get past that, you know what I'm saying, being with somebody, you know what I'm saying, even to the point that I'm being open blunt with you, like even like sleeping with somebody in a bed. I'm telling you, I would be with a woman, I would get out my bed and go sleep on the sofa because I was so used to sleeping with her at the time, being a wife. I was like, it didn't feel right. Fear had consumed me like that for moving forward. And I can understand when them guys, you know, when you get divorced or break up with somebody, you don't want to let go. That's all fear. I'm telling you, that's all fear. You be like, man, he was crazy. He did this. Oh, it's fear. Fear of the future, what's going forward. So a lot of people have killed themselves. They can't move forward. They stuck. So that's the part. That was one right there for me. Was real hard going through that divorce for that. And I conquered it. I conquered it. You know, I remember one of my cousins asked me, he said, man, how did you get over that? I said, again, the Most High. But the universe wants you to win. It wants you to win, but you got to have some effort. You got to put something forth into it. That's it. And I moved forward, and it turned out to be the right move. You know what I'm saying? It turned out to be best for me, and best for her, the right move. But for me, that fear kept me, man. It kept me paralyzed for a while, and I had to get out myself, and I had to release it. I had to let that fear go and be ready for whatever may come. You know what I'm saying? Be available for whatever may come. So for me, the future is bright. Whatever it is, step into it. Walk into it. Again, the Most High, the universe, whoever you call, it is built for you to win. Because when the Most High got done on that seventh day, he said, everything I have created is good. So that means that everything is good for you. So be fruitful, go multiply, and you will have dominion on everything. So that's my last word. Thank y'all for coming. Please, if you enjoyed this show, hit the like button. Hey, thanks for giving me time on that extraordinary, and thank y'all for listening.
That was very powerful. I have no doubt that's gonna help somebody. Definitely, it blessed my soul, man, to hear. That was deep, brother.
Yeah.
We're gonna do something with that. Hey, friends, thank y'all again for tuning in to the world premiere Word on the Streets. Make sure y'all tune in and be back with us next Thursday, 7:30 Central Standard Time. We'll see y'all then.
And that wraps up another powerful episode of world premiere Word on the Streets. We're live every Thursday evening at 7:30 Central Standard Time, and we'd love to have you join us again. So take a moment to subscribe, tap that like button, and become part of this growing community. Until next time, guard your thoughts, speak only what you truly want to experience, and stay laser focused on what matters. Your words shape your world, and your mindset fuels your mission. We'll see you again. Same time, same place. Right here on World Premiere Word on the Streets, where truth meets transformation. Stay strong, stay grounded, and as always, stay true.